Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're back. Hello. Welcome. Lesson learned. Change my little stream deck where all the buttons that control all the things, maybe that bottom corner shouldn't be the button that ends it all. Because that's what happened is as I knocked over my scrubby block and it fell on the end stream now button. Look, if it's not the chaos behind the scenes and the tech gremlins, it's me. I am the master of my own demise. Anyway, hi everyone. It's probably a good thing because I can delete the previous stream and all my ranting. Although those of you, wanting to go on about like cell phone radiation, there was some good debunking. So I'll leave it up for a bit, but I'll delete it and saves us all the chaos. So yeah. No, this time it wasn't anyone else's fault but my own clumsy self. So, since we are starting fresh and for people that are just tuning in, missed it, whatever. Hello, I'm AmyR, face, card making space. I'm in the garage. As of right now, we are live. Live, uncut, unfiltered, chaotic. Just to put it mildly. And yeah, I do this as a job. Once a week, roughly, we go live on Sundays, 2 p.m. Central. It's one of the few schedules, for the most part, I'm able to keep to. The unpaid intern is in the corner. He is also a tech expert and an expert on cell phones. So, when people want to spout pseudoscience and misinformation, we have professionals here. Anyway, last little disclaimer since we're getting started here. My brain literally just went blank. I do this as a job. So my links below my videos, whether they're live or my edited ones, etc., they are affiliate links. All that means is that if you use one of my links, if you click on it, you see a product you like, you end up ordering it. I do get a little kickback from that. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no hidden fees, no hidden nothing. And it adds up over the month, and that's what helps to pay the bills, all the things. Oh, oh crap. No, everything's good. I was like, oh, did I not choose one of the settings? I think everything's good. Everything's good. So yeah, we are live. Lives do run long, especially when you guys get me going on side rants, feminism and all the things. We're not going there. We're going to get right into the crafting. It's going to be good. I had a good little rant with you guys. Maybe every once in a while we can do some lives where we literally just hang out and craft and like fully just chat about whatever random stuff, because those are fun. I like doing them. But we're going to make some things. It's all good. So, yeah, we're back and yeah, no, I don't need, I can't even show you guys my little stream deck. I literally can't show it because I'm not even kidding. The cord is like, there's no give. But yeah, it's actually got me. I've got little scenes and things, and it's got little buttons. I finally figured out, I've had this thing for over a year. Finally figured out how to use it, got it all set up, and didn't even think that the bottom corner button is end live stream. Because I know I don't use that button. And I just learned today, like knocking something over and it hits the button, it ends the live stream. I'll have to fix that later so that it never happens again. So yeah, nope. Those of you just tuning in, you're not late. You're great. You tuned into the good time instead of listening to me ramble on about pockets and cell phones and men. Let's get into the actual card making. Okay. There we go. So far, everything should be good. We're good. Everything looks okay.
We're all good.
Yep. Okay. Mixed media. That's what we're gonna kind of mixed media. Yeah, mixed media. We're gonna work with sprays. I pulled out just a whole bunch of sprays, and then I've got my Distress white Heavystock because I do get asked, and I understand it because we have so many mediums now. When watercolor paper and Heavystock and craft and blah, 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 a million things. And for a lot of people, I totally understand. They're like, why did you choose this versus this product? Why did you use this item? So I went with the Heavystock because it's really smooth, and the background stamp I want to use on it is pretty detailed, and that's basically it. Well, a lot of the things, a lot of the times, can mix and match with sprays and water and all that kind of stuff. You do want something that can handle that, like regular cardstock with when I want to add all the sprays and spray with water and do all things, not so much. That said, if you don't have watercolor paper, Heavystock, etc., you can always experiment. You know, like while there are rules per se, while there are best practices and like this works with this and as a content creator, I always want to give the best advice I possibly can. I am a certified know-it-all. I own it. I admit it. I could have that tattooed on my forehead. I don't like being told what to do. I know everything. I'm being sarcastic, you know, but I take it seriously to give the best info, you know. And when it comes to like really mucking around and lots of layers, you want something that can hold up. That said, ain't nothing wrong with sitting down and experimenting, you know? Try it with what you've got. Doesn't hurt. You see what I do in a video and you're just like, well, I don't have the Heavystock, but I've got this other cardstock. Try it. You never know. It might turn out amazing. Or it'll like crumble apart and just be a lesson, you know? But usually you'll find something you like. Yeah, why not? Try it. So it's all good. Yes. Yeah, sorry everyone. Yeah, okay. I was like people saying they were having trouble. Yeah, you would have been having trouble with the old one. In fact, I'm right now going to delete the previous one so that people are not well, no, I'll just quickly say no longer live. Welcome to the chaos. Here's my
Oh, yes. Okay, there's two of them.
no longer live. We'll call it a rant session. I'll leave it up for now. There. So
is it because it says live and not live replay right now?
Yes, I know. So it's confusing. So that's why I edited it. So it says no longer live rant session. I'll deal with it later because you guys don't need to put up with me and all my tech issues. So there we go. I'll leave the rant session up for a bit because some of you guys enjoy it. I get a kick out of that because I offend a lot of people very easily, most of the time unintentionally. Anyway, so we got some Heavystock. There we go. And then we've got an oldie but goodie background stamp that I have used in a couple recent videos. In fact, I think I used it in my last live. No, one of them. I don't remember. You guys, I'm all over the place. No, it was a couple lives ago. Something. This one, it's been out for a while. Good reading. This came out like 17. Yeah, came out many years ago, and it's. I call this delicate when it's got really fine print, but at the same time, it's doesn't need to be perfect. So we got that. And then we've got doodly doo. We've got my heat tool, which everything's plugged in, so hopefully everything's gonna work. Because I want to emboss this onto here first, and then we're just gonna throw stuff at it and see what happens. So when I don't want my background to be stamped like perfectly or anything, face up on my work surface. Doesn't matter whether it's a clear stamp, rubber, cling foam, whatever. Just face up. This is how we used to do it, back in the day. Back in the day when things were more difficult, back before we had stamp positioning tools. You had a big old background stamp. This is pretty much the only way you could use it. So I'm not even going to use anti-static powder on this either, because again, I don't care. This is just going to add some extra texture. That's what we're going for. So we'll ink it out with some clear embossing ink. And yes, this is going to be a holiday card. And again, disclaimer, because Chris is posting it like in the chat, the little giveaway, because I do give away the cards I make during lives. And because there's a Canada Post strike, I am not mailing out any cards. I literally cannot mail out cards maybe sometime in January, potentially. We just heard in the last day or two that they've been mandated back to work. However, those poor workers are going to have weeks of backlog to process. I am not even going to go near a post office till sometime in January. So we'll send out the cards. They're just going to be very belated, and that's okay. So I stamped it. I'm not even going to fully press. Like if I want more even coverage, I, press it, whatever. But again, I don't overly care. So I inked it up. And okay, and everything seems to be working. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, good. So then we got some white embossing powder, and I'm just gonna pour. And of course, for the live right now, this is going to look very boring. Nothing exciting. Woo, white on white. So amazing. Everyone's lives are now forever changed. There we go. There we go. Yeah, and I'll even like remove some of it because again, we want messy mixed media. Why not? Okay. Here we go. There we go. And then we gotta melt this with the heat tool, which again will not look very. Oh, you can kind of see it. There we go. If I keep it like that, you guys can kind of see the embossing. And then we just gotta melt it. And even for me, when I'm doing something like this background, it is still a little difficult to see what I'm doing. Kind of. You can kind of see it melting. But yeah, I just kind of work my way. Once I see it go shiny, you move the heat tool, and then we're good. But that's the fun thing about this, is it doesn't need to be perfect. And heck, even if I do miss some spots and not emboss them, who cares? Who cares? Oh, you want to delete that comment? I don't want her personal info. Glenda, the form to put your address is underneath the description box. I don't want people posting their addresses, like their personal info, in the chat. The form keeps it from like the public seeing it, because again, I don't keep anyone's personal info. But yeah, the form to put your actual address in, because that's where he draws the winner from, is underneath the video, and then he posts it also in the chat. But don't put your personal like address in there. He deleted it just because, yeah, I'm like paranoid about that kind of stuff. The amount of spam email and crap I get. Okay, so that's what we have in it for now. Just boring, nothing exciting, it's like whatever. It is whatever. But we're gonna zhuzh it up a bit. But I don't want it to be super intense, because I want like some die cuts, which we'll get to this. This is the Whirl Fancy Leaf, and I was die cutting that. So I thought just the shape of it and everything, I was like, these would totally work for Christmas cards. And then you can do other colors. It's going to be very non-traditional too. I'm in a pastel mood. I've been in a pastel mood for the last couple weeks. So we'll get to that though. Come back to that later. For now, background. I don't want it to be super intense, which for me is difficult. Literally. But I got speckled egg, some antique linen, just distressed spray stains, nothing crazy. And then I also, there it is. I also pulled out some distressed Spritz antique linen, which I've used in, I think, a couple previous lives, because it's like champagne sparkle. It's amazing, and we love it so much. So yeah, any closer to the mail strike ending? honestly, like, the government's mandated them back to work. All that means is that the workers are going to go back to work, which I think for them is a good thing. because being a union worker, again, and just full disclaimer, we are a union family. We are in support of union workers. Unpaid intern is a union member, man.
Yep.
So we are like here for the union workers. And we know what it's like when you're on strike. It sucks so much. So for them, at least, it's like getting to go back to work and actually make money, you know? But the strike is still actively happening. But it's causing national chaos, obviously. So they're going to work through the backlog and hopefully they can get this resolved soon. Like it has impacted me. It has literally decimated like tons of small businesses. That's what part of what I was alluding to in my rant in the previous live, the oops. Some of the crap going on behind the scenes. You guys, I have missed out on several work opportunities because things are being held. And now the couriers are like, they're losing their minds because it's the busiest time of year anyway, but they're also overloaded. I've been fighting with couriers, trying to get things for my work. It's been not fun. Yeah, it's been a lot of stress. Love it. Love it. So, and I can't mail nothing to nobody till things are dealt with, which hopefully soon. Hopefully they can resolve their issues. Anywho, let's make a pretty background. And yeah. Okay. I think we're good. I need to delete that other one. It's causing a lot of chaos. I can do it from here, I think. Make sure I'm on the right spot. Just give me 1 second, folks. Delete forever. I understand it's permanent, cannot be undone. I'm sending out like a sorry to the poor people that are currently like watching the previous rant right now because it's going to disappear on them.
It's gone now.
Is it gone?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Okay, it's causing just too much chaos. Okay, this is the only live. This is the only place I'm live right now. I haven't yet figured out how to clone myself. You know?
Working on it.
I am working on it somehow.
One of the many side projects.
Yeah, that's another side project we have going on. We're trying to figure out how to clone me. Would that be a good thing for anyone? No. I am well aware that more than one of me on this planet would
terrify me.
Yeah. It would too. I would use my power for evil, I'm sure. Anyway, let's actually make some stuff. Okay, I don't need this one yet. I need a spray bottle of water. That will help. Okay, let's do some mixed media goodness and hopefully we're good. But you can still receive promo to your creation. Yes, thankfully most of the brands that I work with, they already courier me like releases, things like that. Thankfully, I'm very appreciative of it because me being up in Canada, sometimes it's like, I'm not even joking. Over the years, it's crazy. Like there are design team members that I work with different brands that like they'll get their products like in Europe. You know, it's like they're like so far off the beaten path here in North America, and they'll get stuff before I do in Canada. It's just something I've had to deal with the last 20 years. It's weird, but also Canada, big country, not a lot of people. So space-time continuum is what it is. Anyway.
Canada's got a big space-time.
Yeah, Canada has a big space-time continuum. So thankfully, most of my work will be okay. It's just glitches and hiccups and things I'm missing out on that just, it kills me. It really does. But everything's okay. We'll be okay. So anyway, more Amy doesn't sound bad. Oh, it'd be bad, you guys. I cause enough chaos just by myself as one individual. Like I said, with me accidentally wrecking the previous live by just being a clumsy idiot. Like I am the master of my own demise. I am pretty sure if I did manage to clone myself, it would not be a good thing. So yeah. And then, yeah.
You tried it years ago and it never worked.
I know. I keep thinking about that movie. What was it called? Multiplicity. Yeah, because each clone subsequently got dumber and dumber.
Like that, yeah.
It would be my luck that the very first clone would be just awful. You know, just completely brain dead. I'm brain dead half the time anyway. Anyway, okay, let's get into the making. I'm yapping. Uh, So they were required to actually go back to work, or would that make them a scab? No, this is not scab situation. They are mandated by the government.
Yeah.
That is a different thing. And it's basically kind of like an interim, temporary band-aid, but not scab work. So the union members themselves, the workers, are going back to work under government orders to do their job, but while the negotiations continue to run, and then if I don't know the specific details, but if the strike, the negotiations aren't dealt with by I assume a specific date, then they will walk off the job and go back on full strike. But our hope is that this gets dealt with, that the union members get like fair deals, all the things. So yeah, not scab work. And then there was one other question. Where'd I go? Do you use alcohol to clean your meat? This media mat? Yeah, you can use alcohol on it. I talk about that. The only thing you don't use, do not use alcohol on your stamps, on your rubber stamps, your clear photopolymer sticky mats, those things. No alcohol. That's a no-no. But for things like this, and like my face camera, it went great. Love it. Anyway, but like, yeah, this, you can use alcohol on this. The thing to remember though is this is like this specific craft mat. It is a woven material with like a silicone backing, and obviously it stains. And if you were to use alcohol inks, whether it's alcohol markers, Ranger alcohol inks, things like that, those will penetrate this and like fully stain it. Not the end of the world, but it will stain even more. But yes, you can use like rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. It's fine. It's fine on this. It's just, it will stain. Mine is obviously loved and stained. It's fine. Okay. Heavystock. Sprays. Water. Let's get into it. I've yapped. I have yapped enough. I think I got all of that. I'm like so all over the place, you guys. Okay. We're all good. And yeah, so speckled egg, antique linen, and then antique linen distress spritz for a little shimmer. And then let's also, I'm going to take my little flower sackcloth just to help keep, you guys won't see this, but this is more to keep things from like really getting everywhere. Because when I use sprays, I tend to get really messy. Not the end of the world, but there we go. Okay. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Commit. Got a bit of that. A little bit of that. A little bit more of that. Have fun with it. Sprays are intimidating. I get it 100%. When I first started getting into the sprays, I was like, they're scary. I don't know what I'm doing. How do you control it? You don't. You gotta accept it. Just go with it, you know? Actually, I'm kind of okay with this. I was going to spray more, but I said I want this to be light because I want everything else that I'm going to put on top of this to like pop. So let's add some shimmery bits. Oh, heck yes. Yeah. And then let's dry it and see where we're at. Doodly-doo. Okay. I think I missed something, but I'm not sure. I think we're good. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm just curious about Michelle's comment. I meant 5 minutes or so before your video starts. I'm not sure what you're referring to. And I'm oh, there we go. Why? I meant 5 minutes or so before your video starts. I assume you're talking about like countdowns. I actually kind of addressed that in the video, in the live that I messed up and accidentally ended. Yeah. When it comes to lives, they are a little more unstructured. People like to talk. People like to chat. In my case, I like to rant. Um, a lot of people like to ask questions, different things. And then if you're talking specifically about like countdowns, that's up to the maker. Honestly, I was gonna like quit doing countdowns, but now I think I might end up having to keep doing them because it gives us a minute or two to make sure that we're live, things are working. So it just depends on the maker. Okay, so very light background, not usually my norm, but I'm kind of okay with this. And then we got that shimmer. Love that. Love that. And then to add to the shimmer, also paper has no memory, so it will warp a bit, thanks to the moisture, but you can just kind of bend it back, it'll be fine. So there was that. Very simple, very mindful, very demure. I want to add more splatter to this though, because that's what we do. That's what we do. So we got that and that. I'll add some of this. We're just gonna go ham with all of it. Why not? What was I gonna grab? For this, I'll use my little splat box because I do manage to get this everywhere. So for the splatter, and this won't show up a whole lot because I've kept my background a little demure. I might add more with the die cuts. We'll see. We'll see. But I got my like go-to paper splatter watercolor from Pick Studios. This is the liquid white snowflake, which is shimmery, amazing goodness. Love it. Still haven't managed. It's hard to show on here. I have like this much left. I've almost used up an entire bottle of this, which is saying something considering how often I use this and how long I've had this. It's been like a year, I think. I don't even know. So if this lasts me a year, this will last people forever. And then I also have Pick Opaque White. I've been playing with this. I'll have another video coming possibly later today. It depends on the tech gremlins, and I'm already making a mess. Okay. Good job, Amy.
Good job.
Good job. I'm winning. Good job. Oh my goodness. Okay. Like the background's so hard to do. I know. This is hard for me. I love it. I love how this turned out. But normally I would want to add like 5 more sprays, But I wanted a light background because then the other things are gonna like pop. And because this is the background. This is not supposed to be the focus. But I'm still gonna add splatter to it because that's what I do. So I'll add some shimmery goodness. Just splotch it. Just get it all over the place because that's what I like. There we go. And then we'll add a bit of the opaque white, which this always remember with the opaque white, they have an opaque black too, which again, if I get my video up this evening, it would help. Maybe have the lid closed before you shake it.
Always.
Yeah. Good job, Amy. Here's what it is. Okay. Just why we keep baby wipes. So yeah, make sure the lid's on your products before you start shaking them, like that they're closed, because Amy's an idiot. Anyway, yeah, opaque white. Make sure lid on, then shake well before using. Follow me for much professional advice. Much professional, very smart. This is why I can't clone myself, because I can't even imagine. Anyway, okay. And I don't care if these two mix. Whatever. Do. Just throw some of this on there. You can never have too much splatter, because that's what I like. Yeah, I do. I like that a lot. It's just a glorious mess. Perfection. Okay. Great advice. Yes, I give you guys the best advice. And I don't listen to my own advice, but I expect everyone else to listen to it. Like I say, do as I say, not as I do. Okay. So we got that. Got that. We can move this out of the way. We can let this sit and dry because I just like added a bunch. It won't take very long for this to dry, but I'm going to set it over here. So we'll let that dry. And then we're going to add some, there we go. So got some die cuts. So this is the Whirl. I'm thinking of Family Guy. Whirl. Quip. Whirl Fancy Leaf. I die cut these from the same white Heavystock. And they're all like pierce detail, fabulousness, you know? And we're going to add some color to these. Doodly-doo. With other sprays. I got more colors. What did I pull out? I was in, like I said, like a pastel mood. So I've got kind of like shaded lilac. I pulled out Shabby Shutters and Tumble Glass. Because again, pastel mood. That's what we're going for. And then I pulled out some dark. We'll see. I might add some darker bits. We'll do one at a time and we'll go from there. So let's start with purple, just because. So I got my little die cut. We'll add water. You can, or decide not. Do whatever works for you. And then we'll just. And then if you kind of press it only partially, I don't know. We'll just see. I want some darker bits, so I'm going to add Dusty Concord. But this, I'm just going to like take it right out and kind of basically splatter it. Like that. And then what you can also do is just flip it over and like smush it too. Because why not? Why not? And I do get asked a lot, why not do, full pieces of background, like a background, and then die cut? You totally can. Do what works for you. A lot of times I prefer die cutting first because then I can see where things are going. Plus I like when whether I'm using sprays or inks or whatever, when it like sinks in to the like detail that's already there. So that's why I'd like to die cut first, because again, why not? And yes, it kind of looks like a Christmas tree. So I'm going to make this into a Christmas card, just a very non-traditional one, which is always my jam. So we'll just kind of, we'll start with that. And then we'll do the other two in two different colors. Because why not? Okay, where's my... Gotta wipe off the mess. Okay. So we can just wipe that up. Just like so. And we're good. And then this guy, I need to set some... I need a hardboard. There we go. I can set him aside to dry. Where's the next one? Right here. There we go. Okay. Next color, let's do Shabby Shutters. So we'll just spray with some water. And you can always mix and match. You don't always have to add water. Water just helps things kind of spread a bit more. But yeah. And then Shabby Shutters. And then some peeled paint, which is significantly darker. So I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of splotch it on there. Just because I can. Yeah. So this will give it more texture. And then same thing, I can just make a big old mess. Yeah, that's going to have like so much texture. I like it. I like it a lot. One of you got the Stewie reference. If someone gets that, I'd like it a lot reference. Some of you just get me in my weird quotes and weird humor. There we go. Yeah, I like it. So we got that. So we have a purple one. We have a green one. There we go. And then hello to those just tuning in. And again, apologies because I didn't have time to edit that. The the link on my channel and the link on my Facebook page goes to the non-existent live that doesn't exist anymore. Because Amy had a technical oopsie. Yep. Okay. Last but not least, let's do one in blue. So we'll do some tumble glass. And we will spray with water. Spray with some tumble glass. And then we'll add a bit of broken china, which is a fair bit darker. So we'll just kind of go like that. Maybe add a few big splotchy bits. Why not? Burp, burp, burp. That's the thing with sprays, is just, you just got to play with them. Like, I honestly am not even sure why I got into sprays in the first place. I think I was just very intrigued and like anything distress. I've talked about this before when it comes to anything Tim Holtz released. It's like, just take my money, honestly. But yeah, once I started playing with them and, you know, let go of the control and just have fun with it. And now I love playing with them. Like, just muck around with it, man. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We're good. So we got 3 little trees in pretty colors. Yeah, very pretty colors. Oh, I gotta wipe this up. Where's my, I'm like trying to remember. There we go. I was gonna do those. There's something else I was, oh, ribbon. Ha! We're gonna tint some ribbon. So, ribbon. Where is my ribbon? I lost it. There it is. Okay. I'm gonna need, how much ribbon am I gonna need? I am gonna need, let's give myself a good leeway. Better to be safe than sorry. So this is just some seam binding ribbon. Very boring at the moment, of course. Very boring. It just looks like, and there's my background. We'll get back to the background later. So, seam binding ribbon. You can tint this pretty much whatever color you want. Tim Holtz has shown it with the distress mica stains. I have done it with the mica stains. I've done it with spray stains. I did a tutorial years and years ago, probably close to 15 years ago. I'm not even sure, on splitcoaststampers.com. And it wasn't seam binding ribbon. Back in the day, it was grosgrain ribbon. And I used re-inkers to color your own ribbon to get it the colors you want. And it works. It's fun. So, this is one of the few times I will actually wear gloves, just because this does get messy. And yeah, but at the same time, all of these, like, it washes off. It's not a big deal, but it does help. So I want to do, I think I want to tint the ribbon blue. That's why I had the other, yeah, where is it? Yeah, let's add some shimmer to it. I haven't even opened this one yet. That is one of the things I'm waiting on. In one of my orders, I have the newest colors of Distress Spritz, because, you know, Tim released like 2 months ago, whenever it was, 12 more colors. Of course I ordered them. Of course they're being held at the border because of the postal strike. So I've been waiting for like over a month now to get it. It'll show up eventually. So, tumble glass. We will use we'll add some shimmer to the ribbon. So, this one's actually, yep. Okay. So, we got some ribbon. We got some stain. We got some spritz. This is going to be pretty quick and easy. I got my little heat tool just to dry it. I do kind of feel, especially with this, that heating it, like heat setting it, helps. I've never ever, so I can't comment with ribbon. I've never let it just air dry. I just, I don't know. I'm convinced that heat setting it like locks it in, and then it doesn't transfer. So ribbon, and yeah, let's just do it. So I'm gonna spray it with some water. Again, not 100% necessary, but I think it'll help. So water, spray stain, kind of zhuzh that in there like that. We'll add some spritz just to give it some shimmer. We'll see. Usually the shimmer should show up, so we'll just see what happens. We'll just see. It should, and if not, whatever. It'll still be pretty. So yeah, that's basically it. And then you can just use whatever colors. Do I want to add anything darker? No, I think I kind of want to keep it light like this. I'm trying to keep things light. Usually when I do this, it's like bright orange Halloween colors. Anyway, now we just got to dry it. There we go. And I want my ribbon to be crinkly. I like the look of that. So yeah, I'll just keep squishing it and mushing it up as I'm drawing it because I like the crinkly. I like the crinkly look. Yeah, I do love the Distress Spritz. They're so pretty. And of course, you guys know. Of course I'm going to love it. It's splattery, shimmery goodness. Like, yeah. I also have it in that order are the tins, that they made to hold the Distress Spritz, because of course. So it'll be a nice little Christmas present for me when those show up. Yeah. We'll see. I ain't expecting anything. I can't even imagine the backlog the workers have to work through. Oy, like warehouses full. Yeah, see, and this is just pretty, very subtle. Not sure if you can actually see the shimmer or not. And just because I like to be a bit extra, why not? Let's add a bit more. We'll see. We'll see whether or not it shows up. I'm not too concerned. It's pretty regardless. Mush it in there. Scrunch it up and then heat set it. Yeah. I can't even... I can see a little bit of shimmer to it. Do you use them after the holidays? I assume you're referring to the Distress Spritz, if that's what you're referring to. Oh, heck yeah, I'm going to use these all year long. I do the same thing with the mica stain sprays, the Distress mica stain sprays. Those are like not so much limited edition per se, but they usually are only technically available during the holidays, like Halloween and Christmas. But places like Simon Says Stamp have the mica stain sprays available like all year long. And yeah, all year. When is shimmer not appropriate? Honestly. There we go. Okay, I think we're good with that. I hate wearing gloves. Okay, always with the spritz, mica stain sprays, anything with a pigment in it. Then when you're done with it, always make sure to wipe the nozzle. That's another way to just see that things aren't drying on there. I have yet to have one of these clog, but the other thing, of course, is to always make sure everything is very well shaken up. Always. Make sure things are good and shooketh. Okay. So we did all that. I have an extra lid. There we go. So we got our pretty pretty blue ribbon. It's just pretty. And then we've got our little, these guys are mostly dry, not fully. So let's use the heat tool to dry these while we're at it. Yeah, they're not fully dry, so let's just speed up that process. Just like so. There we go. It's all nice and dry. My background is mostly dry other than that huge splotch of shimmer. So that I'm just gonna encourage that a little bit to, yeah. So we got like shimmer and pretty little trees. Yeah. Okay, this is working. Those. Pretty. Yeah. And then we got some ribbon. Got some ribbon. I do hope I cut enough. If not, I'll do it again. It doesn't take very long. We'll need to add a sentiment. I probably want to rough up these edges a bit. Of course I do. Of course I do. Who are we joking? Who are we joking? Let's let's trim this down a smidge, just because. So we'll take like an 1/8 of an inch off, something. Not a lot. Just so it'll be slightly smaller than my card base, because my card base is going to be A2, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. There we go. So, did a bit of that, and then pile that up so I don't lose it. And then of course we got to like rough up the edges. So where are those? There they are. I'll just use scissors, and you just go to town, man. So do that. You can also use the thread cutter and distressor tool. I've shown that a bunch of times that Tim Holtz has. That works wonderfully too. The thing to always remember with the scissors is to just be careful, you know. Last thing you want, depending on the scissors, while I love these scissors, I use them to cut everything, and they're really good for roughing up cardstock. They're not super sharp. You know, some scissors are like deathly sharp. Just, again, be careful. Be careful. So, there we go. I've not got any spritzes yet. We'll make some different from all the other sprays. Oh, Amy Adams, yeah. Go watch Tim Holtz. Has done more than one video. You know, explaining them and all the things. And yeah, do you need them? Do we need any of this? No. But are they pretty shimmery amazingness? Heck yeah. Let's keep roughing up all the bits. I don't know why I really like roughing up the edges of the cards. Like, it's just satisfying for some weird reason. I don't know why. And this is another reason why Heavystock is a good one, because it can handle, if you're using like a thinner paper, you got to be even more careful because it'll just like crumble. You might slip. So just again, just be careful, you know? Just be careful. All roughed up real good. Kind of hack into it. Yeah, that's what I'm wanting. That's what I am wanting. And no, these scissors are not serrated. They're like Teflon coated. And I've actually talked about these scissors before. Like when Simon first released them, when I got them in the package, I was like, "Are you kidding?" Like they look like toddler scissors in a sense. I was like, "This has to be a joke. Like who's gonna want these?" I love them. I love these scissors. I use them to cut all my foam tape. They are very non-stick. I have been very impressed with these scissors. So I use them to you guys always see me cutting my foam tape with them. And then I really love them. I think just the shape and size is perfect for this. I don't know. I love these scissors. Like I bought a second pair as a backup just in case. Because, if I lost these scissors, I'd be really upset. So yeah. Yeah. They're good scissors. I like them. Are they better than the mica spray? They're different than the mica stain sprays. You will need to watch Tim's video. He explains in depth. Basically, the Distress Spritz are technically it's actually clear liquid, but the shimmer is dispersed. It's just the shimmer that is color. The mica spray stains, the liquid is color and shimmer. There is an actual difference. And then these splotch and splatter. That's what I used for when I was doing this background at the beginning. Love it. They're beautiful. And these are in specific distress colors. The mica spray stains are not. They are holiday colors. They're similar, but they're not the same as the distress colors, whereas the Spritz are in actual distress colors. Anyway, let's clean up the mess. They're kind of cushioned, not really. These are not yeah, they're just a decent size. Like I have fairly small hands. So and this is how I use them. Just like this. I don't use them for like fussy cutting, things like that, because I don't like larger blades for fussy cutting. So I'm just using them to like snip foam tape, that sort of a thing, and then rough up edges, and I love them. I love them. They're great scissors, and they're like, I don't know how much they are. The unpaid intern would have to tell me. I honestly don't even know. They're not that much. They're just a good little pair of scissors. Okay. $12.99 US. Yeah, they're just decent little. Yeah. Okay. Got my roughed up edges. I got my little doobly-doos. How do I want to, I have no idea how I want to arrange these. Do I want the blue one to be in front? Because I still need to add a sentiment as well. I think I kind of... Do I want them to be centered? Maybe. Do like that. Go like that. Should I add some sewing? Oh, of course I should add sewing. As soon as I ask myself that, it's like, of course I'm going to do that. Oh, hey. Okay, I'm going to pull up the sewing machine. Why not? Which is very boring for you guys because I don't have a camera angle to add because my camera's straight down. But we're going to... Yeah, we're going to do it because I have white thread in my sewing machine, so I don't have to muck around and rethread the machine on camera. So I can just leave this here. And then... Get out the beast. There we go. I'll plug it in. I need a bigger boat. Honestly, if I could have a dedicated spot, it'd be so much easier. But whatever. Let's hopefully nothing is going to interrupt. Everything's still good. We're good. Sewing machine plugged in. Sewing machine turned on. I have some just heavyweight thread in here. It just is. And then I just sew. This little machine, this is just a Janome New Home machine, nothing fancy. And I don't have any special needles. I don't have any special nothing. I'm just basic whatever. And I don't have any special skills either. I can sew a straight line. That's about the most I can do. That's about it. So, what am I on right now? I'm on a straight stitch. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to commit. Yeah, commit. And I just sew. And I go back and forth. And then I can pull this out. And then pull it out even more. Make a bit of a mess with... It's hard to show. Let me move this up a bit. I can make a bit of a mess with the thread, and then I'm going to sew over this. I've seen other people, like the finished results, and I was like, how did they get the thread that messy? Like, I love me some messy thread. Yeah, someone's like, you just pull the thread out, make a nest of it, and then sew over it. I was like, brilliant. I never would have thought of that. So that's what I'm going to do. Because, you know, again, let's just commit to the chaos, hopefully. Try not to wreck my machine. Dupe. Ooh. Oh, I've got too much going on here. Oh, I have too much. There we go. Make mess with thread, Amy. Don't wreck things. I've got an extra piece in here. No, it's not that one. It's this one. That's the one. So let me cut this. We'll cut it and then we'll make a mess. Leave those threads out. What did I get caught on here? Oh, I did get something caught. Good job. Because of course you did that during a live. I made more of a mess than I intended. There we go. No, there we go. These are the two I want. I got a piece of thread stuck. Good job. Let's see if we got that guy. Maybe I won't get to do much sewing on here. What did you do, girl? Oh, I had a rogue thread. That's what I had.
Rogue thread?
Literal rogue thread. He is like wrapped around something. Of course this happens during a live. Good job. I gotta get my bobbin out. Get the bobbin out. Oh. Oh, I really did a number on it. No, there we go. I loosened it. We're good. Amy's not gonna have a meltdown on camera. I was like, oh my God, did I break my machine? Wah! Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, let's get that piece out of there. This is also why I have just a very basic machine. I'm sure some people are like just losing their minds at me right now. They're like, you are an idiot, girl. What are you doing? Okay. Put the bobbin back in. Click them in. Close the piece. There we go. Let me re-thread the bobbin through. There we go. Okay. Crisis somewhat averted, hopefully. Hopefully. We shall see. We shall see. There we go. Let's try this again. Yep. Make sure that's up. Okay, no clogged bits this time. Now we can make a little nest. Pull the thread through. Make a messy little nest on my cardstock. Everyone's so wowed by this not being able to see anything I'm doing. Just listening to the sound of my chaotic voice. Great. Love that for everyone. Let's see if I can do this proper now. Okay. Can I do it? Oh, yeah. And then I can even change it to a little zigzag stitch. And then you change it back. And yep, I'm just going to keep going around the perimeter. And then I just change it to a zigzag stitch. And then I change it back. That's basically all I do. Like nothing crazy per se, other than like nearly wrecking my machine. Oh my goodness. Okay. And yes, paper will dull your needles. Anyone who actually sews, you know, on fabric, this is also, I don't blame them. Like, I'm sure this is giving them a heart attack. Working with paper on your sewing machine, I would never do this on, like, if this was like a high quality, like good sewing machine, I would never, you know, I respect the craft too much. But yeah, I have this little machine just for sewing on cardstock. It will dull your needles. And then the other thing to always remember too is that when you're sewing through paper, it's going to create a lot of dust. Like little paper fibers are going to get, in and amongst your machine. So that is something to be aware of because, it'll clog up the works. I haven't had an issue, but I don't use this like every single day constantly. But again, my machine is just for mucking around on my cards. That's it. That's all I do with it. Ooh, I got a piece. That was dumb, Amy. Don't get it wrapped around is this the foot? The little melt piece? Is that called the foot? I forget the name of it. I think it's called the foot. Because the other part...
Call it whatever we want.
Yeah, we'll just call it whatever we want. I know.
The foot.
I think it's the foot. Did someone comment that? But anyway, don't get thread wrapped around that,
The best way to find out the correct information on the internet is to be wrong about it. Somebody always corrects you.
That's so true. So true. But like I was saying earlier, it is true. Like, just be wrong. I try not to. Yeah. And people do, because that's what people do to drive engagement nowadays, is like be wrong on purpose. Because it drives engagement, because then everyone comes to correct you. And I was like, oh, I'm not wrong. I'm always right. Screw you guys. That's my mentality. Okay, I was right. Yeah, the foot. Don't get the thread wrapped around the foot. That's not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. And then we're gonna switch to a zigzag again, and I'll show you guys in a second. Let me... Okay. Oh, what a chaotic mess, and I love it. I don't know why. You guys. Okay, let me move this over a little bit. So now you can see what I was going on about. That's what I did. I apologize in advance to those that like really like know their sewing machines and sew. This right now is probably they're just like, you are an absolute moron. And look at my beautiful sewing. Look at how amazing. This is on purpose. I like the messy look. So yeah, little thread nest. You just kind of pull it out and then you sew through it. And I don't know why. I love it. I love that ridiculously messy, eclectic. I switch up those are my little zigzag stitches. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. It is what it is. Anyway, okay. And I didn't wreck my machine, thankfully. That's a good thing.
Always next time.
Yeah. Oh, shush you. I try to take care of my things.
You take care of your things much better than most people.
I do. I treat all my things with very much respect, but at the same time, I am a clumsy moron. So, yeah, the threads, I like leaving them. I know. Again, I'm like, this is basically against all sewing rules. I leave the threads hanging. We're not securing nothing. This is all just for show, just for chaos, just for fun. It just gives it something, and yes. Yeah, you can use one of those, and I have one. Just wait 1 second. You can use, don't kill yourself, Amy. One of these do my hickeys. Yeah, one of these will work really, really well. I had talked about, that's what I knocked over, was my heat tool. Okay, let me get that so I don't kill myself. Okay. When I was talking about the buildup of the paper fibers, dust, etc., in your machine, and this applies to anyone, really, any sewing machine. Yeah, one of these. This is the Tim Holtz one meant for alcohol ink, so it's a lot bigger than average. I don't have a link for this, but yeah, this would work great. I talked about using like compressed air, and people freak out on me. I get it, because the compressed air has like chemicals and stuff in it, and I think that can actually ruin the inner workings of your machine. So do not use compressed air. this would work, you know, because it's just air. You can, you know, remove the dust and stuff. But I haven't bothered, but I will periodically take a look and see if there's buildup, because you don't want to wreck your machine. And yeah, sorry, Mary. As a quilter, I'm dying. I'm sorry. Thankfully, this is not a quilt, you know, it's just cardstock. But yes, this is brother. Just like, I get it. I 100% get it. I think it's funny. Anyway, we're gonna add the bits. So we got the thready mess, and it was fun. I enjoyed myself. That's all that really matters. And then we've got our little trees, and I'm gonna add ribbon, and then I have to add a sentiment. I pulled out, because I finally started using this set. This is a big stamp set, and the coordinating wafer die set is enormous. I think I can't remember if I showed this in. No, it was when I did the other mixed media card that I did in real time. It wasn't live, but I talked about it in real time. The die set for the stamp set is pricey because it's huge. It is a big die set. So, anyway, I wanted to use. I was thinking to use just the Merry Christmas stamp and die. Yeah. Or do I want to do like a long one and do like Happy Christmas? Happy Christmas, Harry. I don't know why. Apparently, Happy Christmas isn't even a British saying. I always thought it was like how the Brits said it. Yeah.
It's difficult to say here what they're saying because they're always drunk around Christmas. So.
The Brits.
Yeah.
Uh,
I never understood that whole like getting trashed on like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day thing, but it happens in a lot of
I
places.
totally understand getting trashed on holidays. But anyway, it's not that I don't, but I understand it. I'm just trying to think, do I want this one? Because I'm going to have to add, I want to add my ribbon too. Or do I want the smaller? Because I think the point was I was going to have the smaller sentiment, and then, yeah, I want this one. Back to what I was already planning. Stop messing with it, Amy. So we're going to use that one. That's the one. It is. This is a big stamp set. I love it. So many big, and then you've got Hanukkah as well. You got Feliz Navidad, Merry and Bright, Happy Christmas, Holiday Wishes, Seasons Greeting, blah, blah, blah. And then you've got all the little like companion ones too, which I love. And then those actually have, and I talked about that in the other video I'd done with the mixed media cards. There's little like oval wafer dies for all these. Like there's coordinating dies for literally every stamp in here, which is insane. Speaking of which, I need that Merry Christmas wafer die, which is this one. Let's get him out of there. I need him. Yep, that's the one I need. Or do I want Merry and Bright? Stop it. Stop it. Stop with the indecision. Just go with it. Just go with it. So we're going to need that somehow. We'll figure it out. And then I want to do there's a question for you in there.
What's there?
About the thinger.
Why am I getting this
Do I want that color? Ooh, that actually might work. Yeah. Some cardstock for the sentiment. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to die cut the cardstock first. This will make sense in a second. I'm going to die cut the cardstock first with the coordinating wafer die. So then we'll do that. And then this way I'll know exactly where to line up my little sentiment. It is a beautiful sentiment set. I love it. I love it. Okay, so there's my sentiment and my piece. And then I can just take these, line this up so I can see what I'm doing. Get this guy where he needs to be. Oh, he's gonna be a bum. Let's just do it this way. Get him lined up. Get you lined up. Make sure we've got clearance. Clearance. Oh. Diddly. There we go. Every time I'm like, oh, there we go. I keep bumping it with my finger like a moron. There we go. There we go. Should be good. Okay. And then just to give myself a little extra security here, let's just go like this. This also works. So if you wanted to do like 20 of these, just die cut a bunch of pieces ahead of time. And then you can just inlay them, you know, and doop, doop. That's the method for this. Okay. Anti-static powder. Just like so. Where's my, there it is. Clear embossing ink. Just like so. Yep. And then we can do it again. And make sure I actually got everything stamped proper. Probably need to re-ink my clear embossing ink again because I use this so much it's kind of insane. There we go. There we go. And then, since it is a delicate sentiment in the sense of there's not a whole lot of clearance around this, I'm going to use my reverse tweezers to grab a spot so I can get this coated with white embossing powder. That looks good. Okay. Okay. There we go. So that's done. Take the stamp off so I don't lose it. Put the lid on this. Where's the lid? Oh, so I don't knock that over. Where's my, there it is my motto. Yeah, that's me all the time, 24/7 with everything. And yet I'm not near as bad as, you know, the male creatures, as the unpaid intern can attest. Can't find the ketchup bottle that's right in front of their noses. Yeah. Actually, I can zoom in a bit. It happens all the time. All the time. All the time. Anyway. Okay. Yes. Yes. We're good. Everything's working. Okay. So, I'm just going to put it here. Ooh, and it's getting stuck in the thread. Get out of there. There we go. Stay over there. So to adhere these dudes, I'm just going to run a line of glue like just down the very center. I'm not going to add any other adhesive because I want the you know, it's kind of curled a little bit from the piercing detail and the sprays and all the things. So we'll add just a little bit of glue and then we'll just commit. Just like that. There we go. Yeah. Sometimes it can be finicky lining up, you know, wafer dies with a sentiment sort of thing. So that does, what I showed is a good way to help with that. And then, like I said, if you're doing like multiples over and over again, that's a way to be able to just bang out a whole bunch of sentiments all at once. because then you're not having to line up the die every single time. It's like just die cut, a whole bunch of pieces, and then you got the stamp lined up, pop one in the opening, stamp, do, you know, it works. It works. So we can add another one. There we go. Oh yeah, reverse tweezers always for the win. There we go. Let that one. Get that adhered. And then, oh, I know, like reverse tweezers are like such a game changer. Like I always say, it's one of the few things where I'm like, you need these in your craft in life, and you do need more than one pair, because trust me, when I only had one pair, they go off in search of another one. I don't know what the thing is. It's annoying. It's annoying. Okay, and then this guy. Am I actually gonna bother? Yeah, I am, because I'm crazy. Why not? Normally I don't do this because, like I say, I am... Oh, well, that's actually perfect. I've got a piece stuck of Big Mama foam tape. There we go. Because normally I can't be bothered to... where are my scissors? There they are. Okay. To do stuff like this. I love it when other makers do it, but I'm like, man, you have 10 times more patience than I will ever have in this lifetime. But I'm going to cut just a thin little bit. See, this is what I talk about these scissors. This is Simon's Big Mama foam tape that is super sticky. Anyone who has this, you know what I mean. It is sticky, sometimes annoyingly so, but that's a good thing because it holds. And a lot of scissors stick to it, even ones that claim they're non-stick. These don't. That's why I love these scissors. Okay, so just the littlest strip of this foam tape so I can stick it right down the spine of this die cut. Like I said, I'm crazy, but it works. It works. Okay, and then I got to do it a second time, but I only need like a short little bit. So I'm gonna take another little strip, boop, just like that, so I can stick it on this end. There. Yes, because that'll pop it up. Plus, because I did it because there's like all this dimension right here, so trying to adhere over it is a little bit annoying. So then I can take the little itty bitty strips of backing off, add a little bit of glue down that center, and then I'm gonna pop that one into place, just like so. Yes. Actually, it's probably gonna go there. I'm gonna turn the bow there. Is that what we want to do? Possibly. We'll see. Let's see. Take my ribbon, wrap that around. For those that, you know, there's some of you that have been here for many, many, many years. You might remember my OG, one of my OG videos of how to tie bows or something. That video is like a million years old. It's still on my YouTube channel. But yeah. I don't always do it with ribbon. I show it with twine using the reverse tweezers to hold it. But this, see? Look, Ma, no hands. It just makes life a little easier. So, start my knot, use the reverse tweezers, and then I can start my bow. And then, okay. So there, we have this. You start a knot, just like this. And then I take the bottom piece, I bring it up like this. I make a bunny ear. I take this piece around, and then I thread it through to make a second bunny ear. I don't pull it fully tight yet because if I did, this looks ridiculous. So then I can zhuzh this a bit by pulling the tails. Sticking with ribbon, I can stick my fingers in like that. So I can just zhuzh it till I get it the way I want it before fully pulling it tight. Because once you pull it tight, it starts getting more difficult to fiddle and get the way you want. There we go. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So now I'm going to pull it tight. Remove my tweezers. Pull it tight again. Pinching the knot so I don't completely undo it. I can zhuzh it a bit more. There we go. There's my little bow. And then I can trim off the ends. And we've got a cute little blue bow on my card. And then gonna stick the sentiment. I'm gonna like tuck it right in there. Yeah, but let me die cut a second. Where'd the wafer die go? That one. Let's die cut a second one so I don't need that on there anymore. To give that a little bit more strength, a little more dimension, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. All right. I did a typo. I was watching you years and years ago. Sherry, you're one of the OGs. Because that video is old. I can't believe how long I've been posting content on YouTube. It's been a long time. I think my first video was in like 2009, something like that. Are you looking?
I could.
Do I want to do 3? Let's do 3. 3's just odd numbers, all the things.
Years, so
Was it 2009?
2008.
Well, I opened the account in 2008. I don't know when I posted my first video. I think it was like 2009.
January 28th, 2008.
2008?
Yes.
Really? Oh, I guess. For some reason, I kept telling myself I started posting videos in 2009. 2008. That was how many years ago?
16.
Almost 17 years ago.
Yeah, almost 17.
Almost 17 years ago, I posted my first... Oh, you guys, I'm so old. God. I'm so old. I don't speak in that video either. I was literally terrified. Like, terrified. Terrified. I don't even know words of how scary it was. Like, putting my hands out there. So I don't say a word in that first video. It's completely silent. Oh, my goodness. Okay. But yeah, 17 years. Crazy. It's been a long time. There we go. So we're going to stack these layers together just to give it a bit more dimension, as I like to do. Let's get those. And then get the top layer on with the actual sentiment. Get that there. Get the sentiment in place. Love it. Yeah. And then, again, like a crazy person, I'm going to need to add... I'm going to have to shave off just a smidge. Maybe a little more than a smidge. Is that going to work? No. Let me use this piece. That piece has kind of lost its stick thanks to my fingers sticking to it. Okay. As usual, there's a method to the madness. I just need a little bit of the foam tape. There we go. just for this bottom portion. So regardless of what brand of foam tape, if you take the backing off, it makes it very flexible. So you can bend it around and then you don't have to fiddle with tons of tiny little pieces. So I just needed that right there. Yes, and then the rest I can just use my glue. Because I am not about to muck around and add little bits of foam tape. I have limits, folks. There we go. Get some glue on there. My gosh, how old were you? 2? Yes, I was 2 years old when I posted my first YouTube video. I was a baby.
Amy's toy time.
Yeah, yeah. I would be so rich. No. No, folks, I'm quite old.
Quite normal.
Yeah. Somewhat not normal at all. Completely insane, but old. I have adult children. I have younger ones too. I don't talk about my kids much. I keep them off the internet in all ways, and I don't discuss them on my channel. But yeah, I got lots of kids in many different ages. And yeah, a couple of them are adults now, which is insane. Okay, we got all this. Got my messy thread. This is, oh yeah, I'm glad this is working. Everything else isn't, but at least the card is working. The tack is sort of working. We need to do something for the inside. Okay. She was about 10 years old. Yeah. Yeah. You know. Goodness. I could not, I was young when I had my first kid. I will say that. I wasn't super young, but young, you know. I was still technically a teenager when I had my first kid, so I'm not that old, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Anyway, okay, we got to do the inside of the card, of course. So I got my stamp again, my background stamp. Where's my? I gotta wipe off the embossing ink. It's bugging me. Okay. So wipe off some of this ink, just like so, because you guys know I like to add some texture and stuff to the insides of my cards, because the card isn't done until the inside is done. So we got the card. Where did my Post-it tape go? Did I lose it? Amy, how could you? I lost my trusty piece of Post-it tape. That makes me sad. Oh, there it is. Ha!
You found it.
I found it. Who'd have thunk? I keep this piece stuck to the top of my die cut machine, and I reuse my Post-it tape until there's nothing left of it, because it drives me insane. I will not get a fresh piece of Post-it tape until this is no longer salvageable. Which is funny, because sometimes I'm just like, whatever, it's just paper, like, you know. But things like Post-it tape, I am like a miser with my Post-it tape. Like, I just am. Okay, so we got the Post-it tape. I'm just going to use some Speckled Egg Distress Ink, because this is also just light, because, again, inside of the card, I don't want it to be super intense or anything like that. So we'll use that. And then I'm going to... Didn't bother making sure to ink it up perfectly, because just like with the front, I don't really care. I just want this bit of texture, you know? So I'm just going to like lightly... Yeah. So it just gives it something without being like, wah, you know? And then I take my little trusty piece of Post-it tape and I stick it to the top of the die cut machine to use for next time. And then I can wipe. There we go. Amy, we're about the same age. I refuse to say that we're old. Dude, I am old. But I still have the humor of like a 12-year-old. honestly. But yeah, and Chris is old. He's a bit older than me, not a lot, but because he's older than me, he's not. He had to go deal with the children. Um, I constantly, I'm like, he's an old man. He's so old. I was like, you're creaking old joints, old man. He's literally like 4 years older than me, but to me, that's old. Anyway. Anne-Marie. I'm a miser with all my supplies. Stuff is expensive. There's a fine line, you know. I try to be cognizant, you know. Yeah, our supplies, a lot of our supplies are and have gotten more expensive, you know. And but there's some things like ink, you know. When there's some ink left on my craft mat from smushing all those things, that kind of stuff I don't worry about. Legit, you know, because a bottle of spray is gonna last an insane amount of time. Like I have not yet used up a bottle of any of my sprays ever. So when I've got little splotchy bits, it does not faze me in the least to just wipe it off and move on. However, you can always have like scrap paper and you can use it, create some mucky backgrounds, do whatever. That's fine. But sometimes like people will like freak out on me and they're just like, "Oh, you're wasting all this ink." I was like, "Dude, no, no." You know, I things like cardstock, like this, I'm saving this. This I save. I put it in my little scrap bin because I can get sentiments, die cuts, like out of this. So like I'm saving this. I'm not gonna get rid of it. But yeah, some things I'm like, not worth the hassle. Other things, heck yeah. My Post-it tape, my cardstock, those types of supplies. Yeah. Hoard all of it, use it. Yeah. That's my thought. Okay. So we have Merry Christmas. I want to put I think I really like the Joyful Greetings. Or do I want to do Sending Joy again? I used Sending Joy in the last time I used this. I think I'll just add Joyful Greetings. So I'll add that to the inside. Do I want to stamp that with, I think I'll just grab Broken China ink. Where did you go? There you are. Okay. Here we go. Batteries wise are expensive, but it's worth it to get quality products which last. There's also the issue of time. Yes, exactly. Sometimes there are certain things, and of course, right now on the top of my head, I can't like name things, but there are some things where it's like the time and the effort put into to salvage or whatever it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You know, it just depends. Okay, let's stamp that on the inside. There we go. And then, there we go. So I'm going to stamp this with the Broken China ink. Just to really bring in that blue shade. Love it. Okay. Wipe that off. There we go. Stick that back with the packaging so I don't lose it. Put the lid on the ink pad so I don't get my elbow in it. Because you know that's going to happen. Here we go. So there's the inside. And then we got I got schmutz all over me as per usual. Are we surprised? Of course not. Okay. Then for this guy, do I want to adhere it just flat or do I want to pop it up? I just want to adhere it flat. Okay. So get all my messy bits hanging off of here. Again, apologies to the sewers. I tease you guys, but I do fully understand because, yeah. I have done actual sewing on fabric. It's been 20 years. It was never really it's not something I was good at, and I did very basic stuff. But, you know, when I did actual sewing, I did it properly. I made sure to, you know, cut the threads and sew them in and, you know, not leave any jagged bits. That said, I think if I was to actually sew on fabric at this point, it would probably still look like this. Just an absolute disaster. You know, that's why I don't sew my own clothes. They would fall apart like in the first 10 minutes because I just could not be bothered. Okay, now we just gotta hold this down, hold it with a little bit of love, let the glue adhere. There we go. Yeah, you guys, like sometimes, yeah, the whole like, you know, trying not to waste everything, it can get into some like really crazy territory. And I speak from like not personal experiences in I was doing that, but I've known people that, you know, they it gets to the point where they hoard every little like useless, like it literally becomes a hoarding issue, you know, where it's like you have so much literal crap saved that you couldn't waste, and every little bit and piece, and it's piling up, and it's like it's literally like it's a hoarding issue. It's creating a fire hazard, you know, and then it's stressful, and yeah, like it's trying to find that balance between like saving things, you know, this save, this this is no good, you know, but yeah, this I will save. I get some pretty, like, I had someone flip out on me. This was a while ago, but someone like flipped out on me because of like how much of the baker's twine I had trimmed off after cutting a bow. It was, you know, like a couple inches of baker's twine, you know, something like that. And they were like losing their mind on me in the comments over my wastefulness. And I was like, dude, oh, might be time for some therapy. Anyway, okay. There we go. He's adhered, but I also, oh, of course, bling. Let's add some bling, you know? I've got some blingy bits. These are the Pastel Pawsitively Everything gems. Do I want these ones or? Oh yeah, the blue ones will work. The blue ones, maybe a yellow one. Why not? Be a little crazy. Let's add some bling. And then while I'm adding the bling, this is where the unpaid intern can pick a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. To receive this card when sometime in January, because that's when I'll probably be able to actually mail things out. So we're just gonna add some little blingy bits. Tuck a little green one. I've talked about this. I kind of have a thing for tucking. Oh, I might not be able to tuck a big one. I might be able to tuck a little one under there. I have a thing for tucking bling under sentiments. Just cause. Figure out where I want to put them. Yeah, that'll work. Where's my embellishment wand? There we go. Okay. So we'll add some blingy bits. The thing is, it's your stuff and your money. Why does anyone care? Well, yeah, it's for people like me. It's like, I get it. I'm posting stuff online so people can see me and hear me and give their opinion on it, I guess. But yeah, I've known people in the past that have taken it way too far with the saving and salvaging of all the things to the point where it's just like full on hoarding. Like, yeah. I'm just like, I'm making a mess with the glue. I am just having a moment. Okay. There we go. Tuck in our little bits there. Yeah, and that one got stuck to my finger. Good job. Good job. Turn you back over. Tuck that right in there, just like so. And then we can add Little bits of bling. Want to add any more? Add one right on top of him. Like that. Need one little, oh, perfect. I wanted one little blue one. We'll stick you right there. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there is the finished card. I wonder how well I can show the shimmer. Yeah, okay. Hard to, my camera has a hard time. Oh, you can just, if you look at the ribbon, you can just barely see that sparkle from the shimmer spritz on the ribbon.
It shows up.
So fun. And then, oh, love it. Love it. My inner magpie has been appeased. All the messy, I don't know why, I like the messy, thready, mixed media look. And then, of course, we got to finish the inside, as always, because that's just what we do around here. And yeah, this worked.
It did.
The technology didn't, and I'm a clumsy whatever, but I still managed to get a card done. Oh my goodness. Okay, and who am I going to mail this to once the postal strike is over?
And Angela from Iowa City.
Angela in Iowa. Iowa City?
Iowa City.
Cool.
Iowa.
Cool. Yeah. So I will mail this one out. And this also applies to the last however many lives. There's like 5 or 6 cards, everything. They will get mailed out once the postal strike is officially not only over, but I'm going to give them a nice runway because the backlog they're going to have to deal with. So yeah, I'm not even going to the post office till late. At this right now, it's looking at like late January. But I'm just making a pile. We're keeping the addresses for the winners, and we'll mail it out. So you'll get a very belated Christmas card. But hey, it's the thought that counts, you know. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. I had fun with this. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. And I had fun ranting and yapping at you guys. It was good. It was good. It was good. I appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. And yeah, to those on the replay, I appreciate you guys too.
Yep.
Love it. And then I appreciate the unpaid intern.
Hello.
Yes. So yeah, he helps out when he's able to, and it helps. And then yeah, stay tuned. It might come tonight. I gotta fiddle with my software again because I was almost done editing another video, and so it might get posted this evening. We'll see. We'll see. But if not, it'll come up tomorrow, you know? And then I'll have other videos. I'll still be making Christmas cards because I still got ideas. I got ideas and products and things and stuff. So just stay tuned, as always. And then, yeah. Yeah, the postal strike, as of in the Canadian, it's Canadian. As of the last day or two, we were informed that they've been mandated back to work. I kind of talked about this earlier. Um, and that is not a scab situation. It's the government is mandating them because it's literally causing chaos across the country. While they continue to negotiate and do their things so that the workers will go back to work and start dealing with the backlog and get paid because the workers deserve to get paid because strike pay, that is one of the crappy things about being in a union. We are a union family. I mentioned that earlier. Chris is part of a union. Yeah, strike pay is not fun, especially right before the holidays. That is not a good time. So I'm hoping that the workers will get a fair deal. And then yeah, they've got weeks, like they've been on strike for like a month now, close to a month, something, of backlog to deal with. So I will not be mailing out cards until everything is back to normal. So I'm assuming late January, hoping by then. And then yeah, we'll just see what happens. I appreciate you guys as always, and hopefully I can figure out the face camera issue that has decided to plague me again. And yeah, that's it for now. I will talk to you guys in an upcoming video. Bye everybody. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!